This week's Parsha Mikeitz opens with Paro dreaming about grazing cows and growing stalks of grain on the banks of the Nile River, where the hideous-looking ones swallowed up the good-looking ones. Paro twice woke with a start from these bizarre and worrisome dreams. He didn't know what to make of them, but understood that they were important. Paro first consulted with his advisors and magicians, but they were unable to come up with a satisfactory explanation for his dreams. With Paro now almost in a panic trying to understand these dreams, the chief butler finally remembered Yosef and told Paro about how Yosef successfully interpreted his and the chief baker's dreams when they were in prison 2 years prior. Maybe, just maybe, this foreign slave could help explain the dreams to Paro. With the chief butler's sudden recollection of his time in prison and recommendation, Paro sent for Yosef and brought him from the prison to the palace. When Yosef came, Paro told him his dreams. Yosef listened and interpreted the dreams for Paro. However, Yosef did not stop with just interpreting the dreams. He also gave unsolicited advice on what he thought needed to be done. What was Yosef's intention when he gave Paro this unsolicited advice? Perhaps Yosef saw this as a golden opportunity. Paro was at his wits' end about his dreams and what they meant. As per the chief butler's advice, Paro specifically summoned Yosef from prison. If Yosef could decode the dreams, that should help him find favor in Paro's eyes and at the very least, help get him out of prison. If Yosef could also give sound advice on what to do, then perhaps that could get him even more than freedom. Yosef saw that he was the right person in the right place at the right time, and this was the time to take advantage of it to get ahead. While Yosef might have had ambition, that was not his goal here. He was a foreign slave in Egypt, in a very rigid and xenophobic society. He would not have thought that he could score political points with Paro in such a society. The most that he thought he could hope for was to ask Paro to release him from prison and allow him to go home to Canaan. As such, perhaps we can say that the reason why Yosef gave advice after interpreting Paro's dreams was because Yosef was a type of person who, besides for being tremendously talented, he sincerely wanted to help. As we saw when Yosef was younger, this came out as telling evil speech to his father. The Midrash comments that his evil speech wasn't exactly evil. He was only trying to help by informing his father about how the sons of his wives mistreated the sons of his maidservants. Yosef did not tattle out of malice, but was sincerely trying to help his brothers reconcile with each other. It just came out wrong and resulted in his brothers coming to hate him rather than to appreciate him. As Yosef grew older, however, he matured and was able to properly channel his considerable talents to help. As we see from his time in Potiphar's house and in Potiphar's dungeon, Yosef was always elevated to the top position because of his skills. But we also see from the Torah that he always used his position to help others and not for self-promotion. He was a person who wanted to help, and because of his position, could help greatly. Perhaps that's also why Chazal called Yosef HaTzadik. Yosef might have risen high, but he always remembered that he was not there for himself, but to help others. Shabbat Shalom.